Welcome to Democracy 2.0 with Wayne Bouchard. Remember, don't spell the last D, Bouchard. Anyway, this is Malcolm Berman on malcolmpresents.com, a streaming portal to the wonderful world of Zoomcasting. It's a wonderful new world. Anyway, Wayne, how you doing?
I'm doing fine today. It's a great day. Um, little overcast outside today, a little windy, but warmer temperatures, so don't complain. It wasn't raining.
Yeah, when you say I feel like going to the song, it's a great day for singing the blues, and it's a great day for so whatever you got, it's a great day from morning to night. Anyway, I'm sorry because I can't sing.
Yeah, you went off on some wild ass tangent there.
Right. When anyone says it's a good day, a lot of the times when I'm talking, it just reminds me of a song and I have to sing.
Almost everything reminds me of a song. We've talked about this before.
But anyhow,
I should sit up straight in case my chiropractor is watching.
Yeah, no, he'll say good.
He'll be back in for another adjustment because he can't sit up straight.
I mean,
today is December 8th, 2022.
Right, 2022. That blows. It still blows my mind.
That puts us one day after December 7th, the day of infamy,
which was my wife's birthday, December 7th.
Okay, so she never forgot her birthday.
No, and we were married on 9/11.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I said.
Oh my goodness. So today in the world of sports, oh no, we're not talking about sports.
Yeah, well, right? The U.S. was eliminated in the World Cup.
Yes,
but they got to
Britain plays France on Saturday at 2:00.
And I think Argentina plays Brazil. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a game.
They got some of the top teams are in there.
So speaking of sports, the WNBA star Brittany Griner was released from Russian prison or penal colony or whatever the heck they
penal colony
today. She is on an airplane on her way back home.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's great news for the Griner family.
Yes, the Whalen family, though, however, is still is a little bit, I think, probably annoyed that their guy Paul was not included in this swap with the gun trafficker from Russia that we had in
right. Well, at least her brother was magnanimous. You know what he said. He said it's a good thing that Biden did this. He's not sorry that it was done. Of course, he's sorry his brother wasn't released.
Right. I did see that headline.
But the thing was, it was two different things, you know, because he's accused of being a spy.
Right. Brittany was only accused of trying to smuggle a
little dope in there or something. Yeah.
Anybody who travels to any foreign country with any kind of a drug substance in their bag is, in my opinion, not the brightest bulb in the drawer.
Right.
Because you're just asking for trouble.
Well, I don't know if she knew that drug was in what she had, because it wasn't the drug alone; it was part of something that she took. And I'm not that familiar with the case, but I know it was, excuse the expression, it was trumped up. It wasn't really that big. You know, it's not that you try to smuggle in 10 pounds of cocaine or something.
Right.
But yeah, they through the negotiations, she was released in exchange. Now the big thing is gonna, the anti-Biden people and say, well, he shouldn't have done this. He should have done it for everybody, and he made a special case for her because it was popular, and he's trying to gain votes.
Right. Trying to appeal to the the black athletes of the
Right.
world.
I mean, what should be the issue aside from that is why the hell are they going to Russia to play, and will they continue going?
Well, I think the reason why the women were going to Russia to play is because, they're not paid that well here. They have to play in the off season someplace else, and Russia was willing to pay them a pretty good wage.
From my think they can get a job.
I don't think they can make as much money getting a job as they can playing basketball.
Right. But there are other countries. They don't have to go to the countries that aren't, friendly to the U.S. They're only about like it's Russia, Iran. I think Venezuela is also one of the countries.
Yeah.
There are not that many countries.
Yeah. So,
of course, North Korea.
Yeah.
And China.
North Korea. So, speaking of athletes,
yes.
What about our friend Herschel Walker?
It was too close.
How could anybody in good conscience vote for Herschel Walker?
Well, truthfully, if I was a Republican, diehard Republican, and I didn't want the Dems to be, in total control of the Senate, I could see voting for Herschel. Why would I vote for Herschel? Not because I like him, but because I want the Republicans to have more say. They have more control. But I would be sorely disappointed in the Republican Party for nominating him in the first place.
Yes, as the lieutenant governor of Georgia stood in line for an hour to vote, and when he got to when he got to cast his ballot, his ballot was blank. But he still stood in line for an hour because he thought it was important to show people that they should go out and vote. But he couldn't vote in good conscience for either one of them. Was his message.
He couldn't vote for a Democrat, but he could
obviously, being the lieutenant governor of the state of Georgia, and he just won. They just won re-election. So we have not even mentioned Senator Warnock's name yet.
No,
we should probably say that he won by not quite 2 full percentage points, but he won, and nevertheless, a victory is a victory. And I think the message goes out to the Republicans that you have to understand who you're nominating. And what kind of baggage they bring with them, and B, don't necessarily listen to Donald Trump and take his recommendations at face value.
Well, Trump still says a majority of his people won, that he endorsed, which is true to the extent that he endorsed a lot of the people that were running that were locked into their that there was no question that they would win.
Right.
But I think the 6 that he endorsed for senator, I think won, and I forget who it was, but someone that was favorite. But the 5 won, the 5 in the important states lost.
The guy in Ohio won.
Right. That
Vance, I think his name was J.D. Vance,
or is, or his name is. It wasn't. He said it was.
Oh,
he's still alive.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. So what was the Trump effect on the midterm elections was overall negative. He did not have a positive impact on any of the races that were close and highly contested.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a red wave, which never materialized.
Right. So what is the GOP strategy going forward now?
Nominate Trump for the 2024 election.
and go down in defeat again.
I've learned since 2016 that I'm not going to bet against Trump. I don't know why, but I remember, and we spoke about this. I remember, when he announced that he would run for the presidency. I said, "Nah, that's a joke. He could never win." Then when he won the nomination and the election was, no, he's gonna blow the thing. Hillary is gonna win by landslide.
Yeah.
And then he won the election. And then my reaction was, "Oh my God.
Right.
How the F could this happen?"
How in the world could this happen? So the negative, an additional negative aspect of this whole thing came to light today. There's some talk of a bipartisan third party. Some disgruntled Republicans and disgruntled Democrats are going to get together and form a third party and nominate a presidential candidate for 2024. And that would just be disastrous because that would give Trump the election for sure. So somehow we have to get past that.
I mean, the problem is, I think Biden is doing a good job, but Biden, number one, does not have the image, and Biden is going to be in 2 years he's going to be 82 years old.
He looks like he's having a difficult time walking around today. What is he going to look like 2 years from now?
Yeah, I mean, and as we get older, a year is not the same as a year when I was going from 29 to 30.
Correct.
Going from 79 to 80 is a big total. Like they have dog years. They should have people years also, from 20 to 30, is maybe, a 3-year span. But from 70 to 80 could be a 20-year span.
But nobody's going to challenge Joe Biden in 2024.
I don't know. I mean, there's no one out there right now that I could think of, unless it's Bernie, and he'll be a year older.
I think Bernie's day is come and gone, and one of the things that the midterms I think proved is that once again, this happened in 2018, 2020, and now in 2022. There's really not a policy issue. There's not any kind of an economic coalition that you can't say that the working people decided that they didn't want Dr. Oz as the senator in Pennsylvania. The coalition is different. It's a broader kind of populist coalition of people, and they're not interested in those kitchen table economic issues. They're more concerned about defending our liberal values. They're more concerned about the democracy in general, and our tolerance of other people, and cultural pluralism. These are the things that rallied everybody together, and in addition to that, they were opposed to the and this has something to do with defending liberal values, I guess, is that they were opposed to the abortion.
I think that was a big one. The anti-Supreme Court, the Roe v. Wade knockdown.
Right, they were opposed to that, and the other thing that was really important was standing up against the Trump reactionary crazies in the GOP party, and the Republican Party.
Well, that's still to this day, and I don't know how it's going to work out. Now that the Republicans control the House, They're not talking about any policy that's going to improve the country. Okay, how do we improve? How do we knock down inflation? How do we lower the gas prices? What do we do against immigration? The only thing they're talking negatively is that this is a problem, but they don't give any positive input on how to improve it. And also, what they're doing is we're going to have a oversight committee that's going to investigate Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and Benghazi and immigration, and whether Joe Biden is making billions of dollars, because he's influencing policy, and he's in partnership with his son. Everything is sort of like an investigation. There's nothing positive. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to fix inflation. This is how we're going to fix immigration.
Right. I think we've talked about this before. The Republicans are very they're lacking in specific solutions to the problems that they raise. And just as you said, the price of gasoline, just as a point, the price of gasoline today went under the price of gasoline in 2000 that it was at this time in 2021. So the price of gas come down significantly. Not to say that it couldn't come down more, but it still has come down.
Well, as we talked about so often, that again, not being an economist, what the oil company is saying, oh, we're not gouging, but yet they made more last year or this year than they have in history. So if they're not gouging, how come they're making so much profit?
Yeah, what's the definition of gouging?
Right. Gouging is they can't give the CEO more than $50 million a year or in stock options.
Yeah. Well, the fact is, on the scale of accomplishments, Biden and Congress have managed to accomplish a great deal in the last 2 years.
Right. And it's not even 2 years. It's less than a year. Well, I'll figure 2 years. But I want to speak about gouging. What do you think of the case against Trump in New York with the taxing?
I think it's an interesting case. I don't think it'll have much of an impact on Trump, the Republican candidate, or on Trump's businesses, for that matter.
But the whole thing is, I think the whole thing that they can be fined is was $1.8 million.
Yeah, that's a drop in a bucket for.
Yeah, for me, it's a lot of money. I mean, I couldn't take the hit. I'd have to, quit business. I'd have to stop doing the shows.
Yeah, you'd have to get another credit card.
Yeah,
with maybe a little bit higher limit.
So I don't know what this means for him, or whether. I'm disappointed that they can't get him for criminal fraud.
Well, I think that to talk about his legal problems, I mean, they just continue to multiply. Just before we went on the air, the Department of Justice is suing for what the hell was it now? Wait a second.
What was it?
Oh, no, the judge, they're holding Trump. The Justice Department is asking a judge to hold the Trump team in contempt of court because they found those additional top secret documents after they swore that they turned in everything, and apparently they hired a team of people to go around, not the Justice Department, but Trump's lawyers hired a team of people to go around and search for additional documents, and they're the ones that found these documents at another location a few miles from Mar-a-Lago, at another Trump location, and they found two other classified documents. So, even though they've searched Trump's residence and businesses in New York and the golf course in Bedminster, New Jersey, are there other documents there? Who is going? And the Justice Department wants somebody to sign an affidavit that says, yep, we searched everything and you have everything. When the National Archives says there's still stuff missing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of attorney is going to, take those cases because
Nobody's going to sign that document.
Trump is hired. He's in trouble.
Yeah, I wouldn't sign that document if I worked for Donald Trump. So he's got all kinds of problems coming up. The Justice Department also subpoenaed a whole bunch of records from Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia.
Yeah, they say that Georgia is the one that he really might get stuck with, as far as trying to influence the Georgian legislature not to disavow the vote. Speaking about that, what do you think about the North Carolina case that was just argued yesterday in front of the Supreme Court?
That is a scary case, very scary. That whole concept of the independent state legislature theory that they are promoting, and this is being promoted by the national people as well, Trump people, MAGA people, that the state legislature can do whatever they want when it comes to election law, and nobody can challenge it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
and that's absolutely ludicrous because everybody's accountable to somebody.
Well, they said that what they want is what Trump actually wanted to do in the 2020 election. They said that the state legislature can have their own set of electors that they send to the convention, and they don't have to vote. They don't have to go according to the popular vote, which would negate anybody that voted for the opposite party. They could put whoever they want. As we talked to before, that would be a good thing. Now we should get rid of the Electoral College
and elect presidents by popular vote.
Popular vote. And we have a democracy. Every person stands on his own. He doesn't have to win the state.
So we would eliminate all these battleground states because it wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. It's the individual. It's a one-on-one count.
Right. So they would have to campaign in all 50 states.
Right. Well, it's the United States of America. The president of the United States. They should be going to all the states.
Yeah, but this independent state legislature theory that they're promoting would also allow, whoever's in control of the legislature to gerrymander all these districts whichever way they want it.
Right.
And you couldn't take the case to a local court, a state Supreme Court, or a federal court. Nobody would have jurisdiction over that. And
they say this might be, there might be a compromise. I think it was Roberts who said, talking about compromise. So they might leave that thing where the states can gerrymander the districts.
Well, that's not acceptable either.
No. It would make it a one-party system.
There are at least 3 justices that think this is a good thing.
I wonder who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, Gorsuch, Alito, and
Babbitt, whatever her name is,
Thompson, Clarence Thomas.
Marion Thomas.
No, she's not in favor of it.
Oh, she's not in favor of it. I thought she would
No.
be.
Oh, nor is Roberts, nor is what's the other one's name? Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh.
So those three could side with the three liberals on the court, and it would be a 6-3 opinion. But the fact that even three of them would vote for something like this is still a concern.
Oh, definitely. Well, the whole thing is, which that they go through that whole process, which the when they're nominated, what they say they're going to do, when they go in front of the Senate to be questioned, they don't do that. They change, they change, politically. It's not the issues changing. It's all of a sudden they side with, the right wing or the left wing in certain instances. But, when they said, who was it? I said, well, no, was it Kavanaugh who said, no, I mean, well, I believe in precedent. They say, would you go over Roe v. Wade? No, that's precedent. That's, that's hands off.
Right.
And but not when the case came up. It's, it's, I'm right wing. I go with the Trump people. And that's all of them has said.
Yeah, well, we won't know the outcome of this suit until sometime next year.
Yeah, well, next year is 3 weeks away.
Well, the summer.
It'll
take a while to deliberate on this.
Yeah, but basically it will affect the 2024 elections. Which then when they do it is a 2.5, then 2.5 years away.
Correct.
I mean, a lot is happening. A lot can happen in the next 6 months to a year. I'd like to see some of the the Republicans in the House who are supposedly more liberal, vote with the with the Democrats on certain issues. But I'm just wondering. I'm not sure. The House cannot vote on anything if it's not brought by the Speaker. So they can, I mean, basically, the Republicans for the next 2 years can kill any hope of legislation.
Well, they got to do something.
I don't know. I mean, they can investigate. They'll have the committees.
They'll have to. They'll have some sort of a legislative agenda.
I hope they do. They don't have one now.
No. Well, that depends on who Speaker of the House is, too.
Yeah, well, the Speaker of the House, Kavanaugh, is with McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy. Supposedly, but he might have to make so many deals in order to gain the was it, speakership.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure how that's phrased, but there's there may be a wave of dissent that doesn't allow him to get the nomination for speaker, and then what happens?
Well, they would nominate someone else, but that's more towards the one was it Marjorie Taylor Greene? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that her minority is ones that might control the speakership. And she doesn't like Kevin. So who knows? It should be interesting. Again, next year we'll have a lot to talk about. I guarantee you.
Interestingly enough, the moderate Republicans could side with the Democrats, and they could come up with their own speaker. That's a possibility.
Yeah, but again,
as it seems, it's a possibility.
I love that. I love where we could get some legislation through. Not And because again, I'm frightened what's going to be with the North Carolina decisions on the Supreme Court. It could change the whole way the U.S. is, the whole government structure. And then what Trump said, let's suspend the Constitution.
Yes. Anyone that says that should be tried for treason.
Right. Well, actually, he should have done with the January 6th, which of course that's going to be totally canceled once a new house comes in.
Yes, but they will make their recommendations to the Justice Department, and they're going to recommend, legal action against a variety of people.
Right, but will they recommend legal action against Trump? All the pundits I hear say no, and a lot.
I'm sure they will.
And they started now. They said, "Well, that's not the function of the committee." And I'm saying, "What the hell is the function of the committee then? Why can't they recommend?" Anyway, what I recommend is there are 30 minutes or up.
Okay.
My alarm just went off.
We have successfully wasted another 30 minutes of valuable time this week.
Right. So if anybody listening to the show, if you don't want to waste time, don't listen to the show. But if you want to be entertained and hear opinions that you're not going to hear anyplace else, tune us in. You can either do it on, it's malcolmpresents.com, and it's Democracy 201. And again, the main speaker is Mr. Bouchard, Wayne Bouchard, and you can see all our shows for all our fumfering over the last year.
We're here to entertain you.
We're here
to hopefully to provide some small degree of knowledge to you,
or insight. And you may agree with us, not agree with us, but at least we're some of the things we agree with a lot of the major newscasters that you'll see both on Fox and on MSNBC. But we're different and we're entertaining, and we bring a little light to this because, as I say, it's not that serious. It's only life.
Right.
I will see you next week.
And with that, we are fini.
We are fini. Bye.
Bye.